All right. Hi, Team 610. Talking to you today about the compare and contrast picture activity with support. So this is kind of the opener to our compare contrast unit. I'm gonna make this a little bigger here so we can talk through this. Why do we compare and contrast? Most of life is choosing between options. The better you are at the skill, the more you thrive in the world. And comparing and contrasting also helps you make the best decision when analyzing two options. So you're going to watch this video as you are now. Please look over the comparing and contrasting vocabulary on the next two slides. You're going to use these words for your practice sentences further down in the slideshow. And then you're going to look at the examples done for you on slides 4 through 7, which I'm going to do in this video, okay? Finally, you'll write your own compare-contrast sentences on the remaining slides. Use complete sentences, all right? There are some sentence frames for you, but the last two I'm going to leave to you to do on your own, so I want you to look at those previous examples to make sure you're writing beautiful sentences. Use the compare and contrast vocabulary from slides 2 and 3 to challenge yourself, all right? All right, yes. Also, if you wanted to do some complex sentences, you could say although, do some to add a little more contrasting, but if that's complicated, skip it. All right, so comparing vocabulary words. Here's a big long list. We have alike, similar, similarities, have in common, the same, likewise, interchangeably, matching, parallel to, a resemblance, like, both, the same as, compares to, in the same way, to, in comparison to, as well as with, equally, is comparable, and also. Lots of good words there. For our contrasting vocabulary, although, besides, but, compared with, conversely, differ, different from, even though, furthermore, however, instead, on the contrary, on the other hand, nevertheless, rather than, regardless, still, though, to the contrary, unless, unlike, whereas, while, and yet. All right, so here's our first slide, and we are comparing on this slide. It says, and I'm going to have to get out of presentation mode to type here, the woman and the dog are similar because. So there's in bold our comparison vocabulary word, and why are they similar? Did you mention their hair, color, and style? Their facial expression is similar. There are a few different things that we could compare here. I'll stick with the most easy, obvious one. The woman and the dog are similar because their hair styles are both curly and gray. All right, easy enough, right? Let's look at the next one, contrasting. We are now going to contrast or notice the difference between the woman and the dog. So now the woman and the dog are different because, again, you can be really, really basic here and obvious. The woman is a human being and the dog is a dog. So they're different species. That could be one thing that we list. The woman is smiling whereas the dog is looking forward. We could talk about the dog having bigger ears than the woman. The woman has a jacket on and the dog is not wearing clothing. So a lot of differences here. Let's see. So the woman and dog are different because the woman is smiling. Maybe I'll say slightly smiling. Slightly smiling, whereas, which is another one of the vocabulary words, the dog is just looking straight ahead. All right, and I actually might just go ahead and bold that whereas because I like to note the vocabulary I'm using. All right, let's look at the next two. We have SpongeBob here and Bob the Minion. All right, so already the sentence is started for us. SpongeBob and Bob the Minion are alike because, see, they're both yellow, they're both smiling. We could list a few things to really be comprehensive here. They are both yellow and smiling with their arms in the air. Next one. Now we are going to contrast these two. SpongeBob and Bob the Minion differ because, now we're using the word differ, because of their shape. I'm going to turn this into 2 sentences. SpongeBob is square shaped, while Bob looks more like a tic tac. Maybe that should be capitalized. All right, so you can have as much fun with this as you want. Technically, SpongeBob has on a shirt, Bob doesn't. SpongeBob has shorts, while Bob the Minion has full-length pants. Up to you, okay? Now, the next 2 slides, you're comparing, and the sentence frames are there for you. So we have Voldemort and Franklin the Turtle are, and this is comparing, so you're going to scroll up and look at the comparing vocabulary, choose a word or phrase, put that in, you can delete this out and put it in the blank, and then tell me why they are similar, okay, or what you notice about their appearance that's similar. Maybe you know their characters, their personalities, those are most likely dissimilar, and that could go here on the contrasting slide. They are, now here you scroll back up to look at the contrasting vocabulary. They are, you could start actually with something like although they are similar, or you could just say they are dissimilar. I should put that in there. Dissimilar or are different because, and then explain how they are different, okay? On number 10, slide number 10, you're comparing this precious pig and the little baby sloth, and this is blank. So now you're really going to write the whole sentence yourself and contrasting the pig and the sloth. How are they different? Writing the whole sentence yourself. So that is your compare contrast picture activity with support assignment, this slideshow. Your job is to complete slides 8 through 11. All right? All right. Let me know if you have any questions. My office hours at 1 p.m. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday.